After months of trying online dating, Rebecca finally meets Ricardo, whose love for Christ, theology, purpose, and values align with hers. To put icing on the cake, he makes her laugh and he's just her type when it comes to looks. However, the guy is from another country. Marrying any man, whether from your country or from another country, has its own set of adjustments related to the following. Things like family and friend cultures, possible age differences, church culture, habits, hobbies, communication, views on sex, handling finances, and lots more. Now, when you add another layer like cultural differences to the mix, it can lead to serious conflicts. Therefore, before you move ahead in blinded bliss, take a sober look at what you may face if you intend to marry a man from another country. I'm Kimberly Garth and I provide practical relationship advice for single Christian women. Today's topic is when the guy you like is from another country. 1. Differences in core cultural values will exist. When you're interested in someone who is a foreigner, there will undoubtedly be core cultural differences. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago and my husband is from Jamaica. One would think that since we are both from the Caribbean, there would be little cultural differences. Not at all. Thankfully, I lived in Jamaica for some years, so that was very helpful in understanding his culture and subsequently understanding him. So, before you say yes to him, please do your research about the core cultural values in his country. Even if he were to move to your country, his country's culture would be a part of him and subsequently would impact your marriage. When the honeymoon phase wears off, you'll have to face his strange cultural norms. Check out Erin Mayer's book called The Culture Map: Breaking Through the Invisible Boundaries of Global Business. Although it's a book for businesses, it can certainly help you in your love life. I've placed the link in the description. 2. One of you may have to relocate. A relationship can start online, but a strong, healthy marriage cannot survive online. Eventually, the distance will place significant stress on the marriage as the years roll by. Ask any married person who has spent considerable time away from his or her spouse. Resentment and estrangement gradually sets in, even though both of them initially agreed with the arrangement. Therefore, one person would need to leave his or her comfort zone if the marriage is to thrive. Traditionally, women would be the ones to relocate. However, wise couples will base their decisions on factors like cost leading, cost of living like rent, mortgage, food, transportation, utilities, etc., educational opportunities, age of parents, job market, and the like. Know that the adjustment in a new culture will be challenging at first, but with the right mindset, it can happen and it can be an awesome blessing. So living in a foreign country changes and matures you if you allow it, and I could attest to that. 3. More time is needed to know one another properly. Becoming emotionally attached with a guy online through texts, emails, phone calls, and video calls can give you a false sense of truly knowing him. But the reality is that you cannot fully know someone until you begin experiencing real life together. You can share your deepest, darkest secrets with each other and still not discover his true character. As such, you will only know him more holistically when you spend considerable time together in real life involving others like family members, friends, and even strangers. The person behind the screen and the person in real life could be two totally different persons, and the same could be said of you. For example, he might be emboldened to speak behind a screen and be extremely shy in real life, or he just might be going through an adjustment phase when he sees you in person until he's comfortable with your presence. The real test of the relationship occurs when you begin to relate in the same physical space over time. If you haven't already, get my free Irresistible Godly Woman checklist to help you in your development while you're still single. I've placed the link in the description. 4. Expect a little bit of awkwardness. Although you think that you're close to him, don't be surprised if you feel a bit awkward in his presence for the first few meetings with him when you're in the same physical space. It is to be expected. Give it some time until you get used to being around him. If you never welcome that discomfort and that awkwardness, then he may not be the one for you. If you're benefiting from this video, I invite you to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so when I release more videos, you can see them. 5. Be patient. There's no need to rush into marriage, especially when you meet a guy online. You need to be patient with the process of getting to know each other. During this getting to really know you phase, you will discover attitudes that are very annoying and qualities that you love. It's up to you to make a sober decision about what you can live with and what you cannot tolerate. You'll also give family members and friends an opportunity to know him and help you to see if he's a gem worth keeping or not. For more information, check out the entire article by clicking on the link that I've placed in the description. My blossoming beauties, if you or the foreigner that you like is not prepared to adapt to each other, it might be better to trust God for a man whose culture is closest to your own. Marrying a man from another country can work, but it will take two committed persons who are willing to change and make the effort to understand each other till death do you part. When I attended a cross-cultural training, I learned a key lesson. Different doesn't necessarily mean wrong. That mindset helped me to enjoy my time in all my world travels. Now it's your turn. Have you ever been in a relationship with a guy from another country? What was your experience like? Did you discover new things about yourself? What advice would you give to women contemplating marrying a foreigner? So let's share our wealth of experience and wisdom with one another. Please comment below. So if you have benefited from this video, you might want to check out this other video called "Should You Consider Dating or Marrying an Unbeliever?" Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.